Hello guys, me Aswat. I'm making this video to talk about Oscar night. As you know, the slap that been heard around the world, which is Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, the host, slapping Chris Rock because he made a joke that somehow offended his wife, Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. And Will Smith took it upon himself to go up on stage and slap the host, Chris Rock. So, what do I think about it? And what this is what happened? It's an assault. It's an assault that has been done publicly. It's a public assault, and what people would expect to happen is after that incident, because it's a crime, it's a crime that happened, that the Oscar as an organization, as the producer of that show, should take an action either by asking Will Smith to leave or ask him to give an apology to what happened. But they did not do anything. Nothing happened. After he did that, they gave him the Oscar, and Will Smith went on stage and to accept the Oscar without even apologizing to Chris Rock. Instead, he trying to justify his action because he keeps saying that he wanted to protect his family. And the way he protects his family is through assaulting somebody on stage. Now, people keep asking it should be, he has a good reason to do it. If you think about justification to do that, like the wife was insulted because Chris Rock made a joke about her hair, and she was having problem with hair loss, and which causes, Will Smith was at first, Will Smith did not, actually was laughing at the joke, but when the wife was not happy, the look on her face was not happy, he took upon himself to do that, to assault somebody. And also another point is he never apologized. One thing, he did not apologize. Will Smith is tall person. He's about 6 feet something. He's taller and than Chris Rock. Chris Rock is short. So in terms of you fighting, he slapped that guy. That guy is such a short guy. Chris Rock is such a shorter than him. So it's not really a fair fight. It's not really a fair fight. So it's kind of like bullying. You bullying this kid. He's a comedian. He has to make jokes. Okay. So people are asking, okay, Aswat, if somebody make a joke about your wife or your girlfriend, are you going to just let it be? Or would you do the same thing? Okay, I'm going to give my take on what I would do. I would leave. I would ask my wife, let's go and leave. Ask my girlfriend, let's go and leave this event. And then it will make an impact because Will Smith was the recipient of the best actor. Everybody knows he's gonna win the best actor, or at least at the very least he's a top nominee. If he left the event to show disgust, then something could happen. Something could be triggered. Then the Academy saw that, and then they say, okay, don't leave. Ask Chris Rock will apologize to you and stuff like that. Leave. Even if the Academy doesn't do that and Chris Rock did not apologize, you can leave. It will bring down the event. Why do you want to tolerate the event? If that is so much disgrace to you, I would do that. One, there's several options to do. One, two, okay, if you need to go up on stage, all right, I would do it behind. I will go up on stage. If you go up on stage, you ask politely, please apologize to my wife. I've done that before. I was in confrontation with somebody, and I was angry. I was in the right, so I asked this guy, apologize to me. That's all I want. I want you to apologize to me because what you did was wrong, and that's all. I don't need any altercation or to raise my voice. I don't need that. So you can do that. You can ask that person to apologize to my wife. You know what? You know what? My wife doesn't take that kindly. That joke is not funny to her. It hurts her. Can you please apologize to my wife? If I need to go on stage, I would do that. And do you think that Chris Rock, knowing Chris Rock, he's an older guy. He's older than Will Smith. I think he's older than Will Smith. No, do you think Chris Rock will not do that? Will not apologize? He's not a gangster. Chris Rock is not a gangster. He's a comedian. If you go up on stage, if you dare to do that, go up on stage and ask Chris Rock, can you apologize to my wife? My wife has a condition, and that joke is not funny. Do that instead of slapping. I'm talking about the option of assault. It's a crime. I wouldn't do that. I said, leave the event. If it's such a disgraceful thing, just leave the event. Second, or you can ask right away, you go up stage, and then you ask him to apologize. Or backstage, and ask Chris Rock to apologize to the wife. I would do that. If the road to violence, okay, as a guy, I know I've been, as a guy, you are always tempted because your ego, right? You have to be a guy. You show that kind of strength that you have as a guy. Now, a lot of people doesn't know that because they don't get into fights and whatnot. They don't know if a fight, they have a repercussion. You know, because if you don't kill the guy, if you kill the guy, you go to jail or then you get executed, right? If you punch the guy, become police case, right? And then there's revenge. People come and hurt you or hurt your family. Those things are possible reaction if you start a fight, if you're a gangster. I see a lot of cases in public, anywhere in the world, but I was talking about in my country, in Malaysia. I think it's same place anywhere. If you fight with somebody, if you're not a violent person, but you fight with somebody, there's a chances that the repercussion can hurt you or your family. I just want to bring up a case. I remember this guy. It's a road accident, road bully. That this couple had to fight with a road bully, and the guy came up from his car. He's a clean cut guy. You know, it's like a clean cut guy. In Malaysia, they call it schema, educated. But he got angry, or the wife was tak boleh lah bang, tak boleh, you have to fight lah, something like that to wind it up. So the guy took out a bat or something, tried to took out a weapon and charged at the road bully. So what the road bully did was, the road bully drove a car, because he feared for his life, drove a car and hit the boy. They are still young. Hit the boy to the road divider and kill him. You know, loss of life. And the guy was saying, I was just protecting myself. And then you can hear the newspaper came up with stories of the guy is educated. He's a what they call a straight, narrow guy. Never been to fight, not a gangster. But why he acted like that? Because we are trained to react with violence. That's normal. Something, you have a car accident, Small scratches, you need to go out of your car and you have to scream. You know, instead of saying, okay, I'm sorry, apologize. I'm gonna, you can, because there's not a lot of examples how to deal with violence, deal with accidents, or deal with bad neighbors, or deal with people who make jokes of you. There is no that kind of reaction. Nobody teaching you how to react. So what happened with Chris Rock? With Will Smith, he reacted with violence, because I think that's what happened in we reaching road accidents and some, because nobody is trained how to react properly. I'm trying to give more example before we go back into the Will Smith issue. So, like for example, I was in company, and because of some drama, with assessment, they give me low 3 for 6 years. 6 years low 3 means I have no bonus, regardless of work I do, and they don't have any assessment. They just, okay, that's what we're gonna stop your bonus. This year you're not getting any bonus, no assessment, anything, no sit down to assess my work or whatnot. Now it became 6 years, so every year the same process. They would stop me, no assessment, just one time. Rahim Maidin, who was my general manager at that time, he even told me, after 1 year I worked for him, I asked him politely, please assess me. And for 1 year, I followed him. At the end of it, he gave me a low 3. His excuse when I asked him, why did you give me that? Because I did everything you asked me, I do my work. Why did you do that? He said, because you are fat. He said, Aswad, stand up. Okay, I stood up. I said, because you're fat. He said that. And how would you feel? I'm at that time I was about 39 above. 39 above, I think. No, 37. And I had that kind of thing for 6 years. It came to the point that people were actually saying, Ashok will one day will come to the office, grab a knife and kill everybody, because they cannot understand. Because I was cool, I was angry, but I did not do any violent stuff. I did not kill anybody. I did not kill Rahim Maidin. I did not kill anybody for 6 years in Petronas. I did not kill anybody. 6 years, the same thing. I did ask politely why and how to improve. No assessment. So that happened, but I did not react like this. It became to the point that another general manager, I think Liz Kamarudin, came into the office and even told us that we had to do a psychological test, because she heard something that I'm a violent guy, that I will hit her with a pencil or something. We all had to do a psychological test on all of us. Can you imagine? The whole of corporate affairs have to do that, because everybody doesn't understand why I don't react violently. And they did that. And they keep saying, okay, Ashok gonna blow up one day. I did not. So how I could handle that for 6 years, and I could handle it more, but I resigned. I took a package after I had a stroke 1 year, and the doctor told me, okay lah, I mean, you can handle all this time, but the stroke is a serious matter. You are lucky to survive. You are stressed out. You might, plan to leave. So that's what happened. That's when I decided to plan for my exit. But they did everything. And I did not react violently. This is happening for 6 years. 6 years. And they tortured me like that, but I never reacted violently. And then when I don't react violently, they had this kind of fantasies or ideas and what I was going to do, what I was doing. So I'm gonna relate my case with Will Smith, but also share how you do that. How do I do that? How do I um, react that way? That I didn't do violence, but okay, this is what Will Smith doesn't have, but I, Aswad, have. I, I believe, I have faith. I have faith in God. I'm not a religious person. First of all, I'm not a religious person. Okay, I'm not even a good person. I'm not a saint. I do bad things also. But in Islam, we are taught that if we have been, um, people have done bad things to you, and people done bad things to you, it is proven it's an unfair thing, like not giving you bonus for 6 years because no assessment, as a bad thing on purpose. So if that kind of thing is happening to you, God says your prayers will be answered. And I believe that. I know it's a bit delusional to think like that, but I believe that my prayers will be answered. See, I went to see my mentor, my teacher, and I told him, oh man, this place is crazy. They are really had it with me. How do I deal with him? They say, Aswad, when people do that to you, people do bad things to you, even though you are not a good person. I'm not a good person, but I'm not like a religious person. But he said, if, and God promised this not just to Muslim, but to everybody. If somebody do bad things to you on purpose, I mean, that's like do bad things to you like that, God will answer their prayers, Muslim or non-Muslim. So my walid told me that, he said, okay, that means God wants your prayers to be answered. You ask anything. So they said, yeah, Kak Walid, yeah. They said, yeah. That is mean God giving you opportunity. One, God wants you to ask anything, and God will replace it. God will answer your prayers. And one thing he said that, and then he said, all of those things that people do to you, they have done to me. So, okay. Then he relayed to me what happened to him. So he was at the same boat as I was. He was a banker, and he was thrown away to Sabah, another state, on bad accusation that he cannot transfer back to KL. He was stuck there for 8 years. They did everything to him. You know, they want him to resign, but they tortured him. He go there, no electricity, and then when he went there for 8 years, KL office sent back people there to go work under him, but whatever he orders you to do, you sabotage him. So the staff there was ordered to sabotage Sheikh Khalid. It's true. So what? They did everything. But my walid never react in the, like, you don't read like killing people or doing bad things to people. No, my Sheikh Khalid, he said, look, I didn't do anything. I tell you, Walid, how did you react? How when they so that's a good thing you have a mentor. You try to relate what happened and how to navigate. So he told me they did that for 8 years. So I had 6 years. He had 8 years. And the worst part of the story was, one of the person that was asked to sabotage him was a former student of him at the local U, where he was a lecturer. So he was a lecturer. His student came to that organization, and then was asked to sabotage his mentor, his lecturer. So the level of betrayal was very high. And when he was there, when he was in Sabah, people from his organization came to the house and tried to badmouth him in front of his family. So the level of, there's a lot more things they did to him that I don't have to repeat. Maybe another story, but I don't want, you know, there's so many things they did to him, but they did it for 8 years over more. 8 years or more. So what happened to me is only 6 years. So when I heard about that story, and I wanted to learn from Walid about how he react to that. How does he react to this kind of provocation, attacks, and trying sabotage and whatnot? That, like I just said to you, I relay what he did said to me, what he was practicing was say, no, when people do bad things to you, God will answer your prayers. You ask anything, God will promise you that your prayers will be answered. It's true. It's true. Yeah, you might get hurt at that point when people were saying bad things to you or accusing you and doing 6 years, man. I don't have not enough money. There's one time, this one lady called Kak Yam came to me openly and asked, how much money do you have in your bank account? After knowing I got like 6 years no bonus, and my salary, because no bonus, is stuck in the graduate level. I don't have enough money to buy a laptop. That's how I was in KL because of that. But all of that kind of thing. But I still maintain in Petronas for 6 years, did not resort to violence because they are watching you. The moment they want to do that, they want to trigger you to attack, to physically get violent or scream or go crazy. Because then they have the excuse to fire you. They did not have that. They can send bomoh to me and whatnot. 6 years, just giving that until I got stroke, where I cannot think anymore clearly. I need to leave. So I, on my own, and my doctor advised, that's it. But my point was, I managed to stay there without committing violence, even though clearly people would just provoke you. At one time, they sent me to another place. Okay, but the point is, I did not revert to violence. I go back to God and I pray. Like I said, my teacher said the same thing. Whenever people do bad things to you like that, then justified things, one, God will answer your prayer. Two, all the bad things they said to you, accusing you, if it's not true, it will go back to them. So true enough, justice was done. God gave me justice and whatnot. So I can tell you the sincerest truth that the people who abused me, who did bad things to me, they all get back what they did to me without me touching them. And that when I said, okay, justice is there. And it keeps on going, man. It keeps on coming. You know, I am bersyukur. I'm grateful that I did not do any bad things. Because you have to know, like what, that back to Will Smith, what's happening here is he's being tested. Because he's going to become he's acting for such a long time. This is his first Oscar. I think this is his first Oscar. And he's going to achieve that as an actor. You're an actor, you want to get the Oscar. So that's the most ultimate if you're in that profession. So he's going to get that. And then he got the richest money, everything. So God tests him like that. And this is very scary because it can also affect anybody. Because unless you are not Muslim, so you don't believe in a test from God, ujian Allah, you don't have to listen to this. But what I'm sure, what happened to that situation just now, in the Oscar night, was God testing him. And it's a heavy test. So he did that, he reacted like that. And Now we shall see the repercussion of that. But people will get a bad impression of you when you do violent thing like that publicly in front of the million of people watching the TV show. So the Oscars will be calling him. Definitely people will, the Oscar have to take action. Because if the Oscar doesn't take action, then people won't trust the Oscar anymore. Because crime was committed, Oscar didn't do anything. The Oscar organization, the people involved with that function did not take any action. So a lot of heavy action need to be taken by the Oscar organization after the violent action of Will Smith. Probably his Oscar will also be taken back, and after this, people might not want to hire him, and people can give you excuse. Like if I do that thing, my wallet has told me that if you do that kind of thing, say I punch somebody in Petronas because of that, I punch my manager in Petronas or whoever. If I do that, then they will not only fire me, they will have a record of me. Oh, why was he fired? Because he is a violent person. He punched somebody in the office. We got proven like that. That's why he was fired. When I go find another job, they will use that. Right now, unofficially, people can do that. But then that's not the professional lah. But like I said, I go back to God. There's no proof. But if I do a violent thing, if I punch a manager or whatnot, like Will Smith did, then they have a record. It's very difficult for me to get a job if they say, oh, this guy punched a manager at work. Right? So my mentor told me, Sheikh Khalid told me, don't react. Just be relaxed. There he told me other things to be happy about. It makes me happy. So every year, I am happy. There is a secret to it, but it's going back to God. So I managed to be happy. Even 1 year got that, second year got that. I'm happy. If I wasn't happy, I would not be having the 6 years there. I only get problem when my body cannot handle it anymore. My mind, affected my stroke, give me a stroke because I was too stressed out. You think about that stress also. So I had to resign, had to take a package, but I never resort to violence. What Will Smith did, he resort to violence. People will have that record, and when people don't want to get involved with him, they have an excuse. Or I don't want to hire you because you are violent. They can make an excuse. That's why my mentor said, don't relax. I survived 8 years, longer than you, in another country, in another state. Oh, what happened to Arwah Sheikh Khalid? They did so many bad things, but he was very cool, very happy. If anybody knows Sheikh Khalid, he's very cool, very happy. So I want to learn that. How do you handle that, So I learned a lot from him. I'm grateful, alhamdulillah. So my reaction, that's why I can give you reaction. If you're not Muslim, you don't know how to react as a Muslim, like praying and whatnot, and knowing that if people do violent things, bad things to you, God will answer your prayers. So if you don't know that kind of thing, you also the practical thing, leave the event, leave the party, leave the majlis, the ceremony, leave, or go and see Chris Rock, who did that, ask him to apologize to your wife, and then just avoid the violence. And there's a lot of ways to do that. If Chris Rock doesn't want to apologize, there are ways to get him to apologize. Because what I learned, again, in my own experience in Petronas, what I learned is when people do bad things to you, and this is the real truth, no matter how powerful your boss is, he also have enemies. On top of your enemy also have enemies, which is another word. There's always a bigger fish out there. So if you don't believe me, God will show it to me. God show it to me. And then say, oh, that guy or that, like Liz Kamarudin, they did not even try. She only did one year, I think, or something in Petronas. They stopped her. They did not continue her contract. Whatever the reason, I said God showed me the reason. There must be a bigger fish who hates her, who doesn't like her, who think she's wrong for that job. 1 year only. That is affecting on her record. Like another guy, MSK, Suhaimi Kamarudin. I went to say it to him. He was the guy, he's the big guy at one time. I want to ask him, please help me. I need, I want to improve, And he told me straight off, we're going to give you the lottery anyway. So I remember that. And then, because I told him, people will backstab you. I told him, people will backstab you because maybe, like my walid ajar my walid taught me, your prayers will be answered. So I told him, people will betray you. Your close friend will betray you. I told him that. I remember that moment until today. As I'm making this video, right now in my head, I remember that moment in that room where I told him, your best friend will betray you. You know what he told me? Because he was so confident. He doesn't believe. What is this fat guy Aswad know about this? But he doesn't believe in God. He doesn't believe in that kind of prayers, I told him, I told him, they will betray you. Your close friend, they will betray you. And actually that was my prayer in front of Suhaimi. So I said, yes, they will betray you. That's my prayer to God. And God, you can ask, if you find him, he goes by MSK. What happened? Before I left Petronas, he was forced to leave Petronas because he was betrayed by his friends. Suhaimi Kamarudin. I will never forget this fucker. But I did not do anything violent. Like Sheikh Khalid ajar, Allah makbul kalau you betul-betul dizalimi. Kalau kamu, if you are really abused unjustifiably, God will, whatever you say, God will approve. Before I was fired from Sony, I wasn't even fired. I took a package. So was fired from that Petronas in disgrace, betrayed by his friend, because Allah approved my doa. I did not even have to do anything to Suhaimi. That's my point about how to deal with this kind of thing. I did not. Allah approved it. And there are more. The people who betrayed. He got kicked out of Petronas because of corruption. And I did not even give any evidence. The group of people that give evidence against him were the group of people that I said, they will betray you. See, God, Allah. Cuma the story with Will Smith, he doesn't have God. I to be honest, I myself, if God doesn't give me, I do not have any ability to be smart. I'm not smart. I think Suhaimi Kamarudin was the most smartest person, smarter than me. Even now, making this video, I'm not a smart person. If God doesn't defend me now, I might also commit crimes like him. And these people who accuse me that I will do violence in the office, now, like they are being fucked by themselves, These people who accuse me or saying this kind of bad things, they will get back what they did to me. Like that guy, the guy who said I was fat, who I worked for 1 year. I went to see him because the same thing, the same Petronas office. Who's that lawyer guy? Oh man, I started him with the story in the beginning. This mamak guy who said I was fat. The reason he gave me low 3 because I was fat. And after that, I was having some friends in the film industry. After he resigned from Petronas, his kid was coming back, and his kid was trying to get in the film industry. Of course, he met me a few times, asking me to connect his son to. Do you think just because I don't act violently against him, that do you think I want to help you or help your kid? I would say, yeah, fucker, I will. Saya jangan risau. Apa nama dia? Rahim Aidin. I will say, yeah, Encik Rahim, I will help you. I will help you and your son. This is the guy who I helped for 1 year. He gave me a low 3. He can have the gall to say the reason he did not properly, not even assess me, because I was fat. He asked me to stand up. He said, I asked him, why did you do that to me? I bring him my work. For 1 year, I bring him my workload. And this Rahim Aidin guy, when I asked him, I presented my workload. This is my evidence that I did a job for you. Did all this job for you for 1 year. And he asked me to stand up. I stood up. He said, you are fat. Rahim Aidin, I remember you until I die. He said, I'm fat. I did not do anything violence against him. Like I said, I did not do anything violence against all my enemies. Kak Yam ke, Suhaimi Kamarudin ke, Khairuddin Jaafar ke. All of them, I will remember their name. P. Sujatani ke. I remember their names until I die. But I will never do any bad action because I believe in God. I believe when you are punished unfairly, God will approve your prayers. So I believe in that. That's why I'm when I look at what happened, I said, no, don't do that. Don't. Will Smith hitting Chris Rock. Don't do that. That's why I said, he's not a Muslim. If a Muslim, even though I'm not religious, but that happened, I became stronger in my faith in God because I'm not smart. And God showed me God showed me what happened to MSK. He got betrayed, and then Hazran got betrayed by Bazli. This is a group of them, group of them killing each other. Khairuddin Jaafar end up fighting with MSK at the end. I did not do anything. What God showed me. I was saying that, wow. So myself, I went back to my wallet, give me the bad advice. Don't do anything. You believe in God. God will approve your dua. If you are really not you are justified, or people have done things to you unjustifiably, God will approve your dua. I believe in that. So this video is also to say that God really approve your dua. Kalau you kena zalim, you have been tortured or what hurt, God will approve your dua. I experienced it for 6 years. I've been through it. Before that, even I've been through all this, and to inform myself also, to remind myself, if I get stressed or whatnot, if bad things happen, I have to remind myself, look, Aswad, don't you believe that God has helped you? Don't you believe that God has been with you all this while? I have to remind myself of this story also, that God exists and God gives you justice. If you are not wrong, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I've done a lot of bad things, but there are some things that I'm very professional. I'm very professional. If I'm not professional, fine. That's what they wanted to. They wanted to do that. The lottery for 6 years. They wanted me to react unprofessionally. They wanted me to act violently, scream, get angry and whatnot. Because if I do that, they will have evidence to fire me and provide the evidence. Oh, Aswad was violent in the office. I was there for 6 years. They gave me lottery. Not once did I do anything violent to them. Demi Allah. They can accuse me. Even now, every time they make lies about me, I doa. All I have, I doa. Oh, confident Confident in God. Not confident in myself. Confident in God. God promised, if somebody do bad things to you, you doa to Allah, Allah will approve it. That confidence is called iman. It's called faith. Because God said that, He will approve, He will approve. And I seen it. Suhaimi Kamaruddin, who is the best, the smartest person than me. God shows me. Not only him, Hazran got betrayed by Bazli. All this group of people, they all get their own justice. Alhamdulillah. So that's why I said the Will Smith story too. I had to make the video because that is obviously killing his career. When you go up there, people in America, they are very racist. Now they give evidence. Oh, Will Smith is a black guy. He is violent. Now they use that example. He's a violent guy. See, you give a black guy, he's so violent. And they're happy. It's a black and black violence. It's between a black guy and a black comedian. Black actor and a black comedian. You know? And we don't know. He read the script. Somebody wrote that script. They plan it, who knows? They plan it in terms of, we put a black guy here, say a bad joke about this guy, because they know he's going to win the Oscar. They want to ruin his career. They say, okay, let's ask this black comedian to say that bad jokes about his wife. You know this mental state is not good. He will attack violently. Now we have case. Now we pull back the Oscar and say this guy is a violent guy. That's what the enemy want to do. It's unfortunate that he did it. I know they will take action. If it's a black person, they can easily take actions. Especially if you're a man. Right now, in America, if you're a man, you show that violence. That's what I didn't do in Petronas, because I know because I'm a big guy, I have a bulky body. If I react violently, they say, see, he's a violent guy. You know? They have evidence. Oh, he's a bully guy, he's a violent guy. They have evidence to do that. They sent me one time, they sent me to Malacca. The statement they put, I asked them, how long will I be in Malacca? Can you brief me? No. They said, regardless, no matter, you just go there. Because in Malacca, they asked this guy, Najai, and his team to torture me. Torture me to make me resign. So they can have a clean slate. They did not do it. I still did not resign. Until, I think about recently, until so many years I left Petronas, this Najai guy keep trying to contact me. And the best part, I remember the people who abused me there, some of them all died already. I did not do anything. He tried to contact me. He uses some security guard there to contact me, to be friendly with me, to want to FaceTime me. God is great. I did not do anything. I did not do any. I only believe in one thing. If you torture me without If it's not, I'm not a real bad person. If you torture me, Allah will promise. He will approve my doa. Not only a Muslim doa, anybody. But you can check. Allah will approve anybody punya doa, prayers, if they have been abused by anybody. That's been promised by God and Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And I believe that. Oh, before I end this video, commentary on before I end this video, before I entered Petronas, I was taking care of my mom, Arwah. I was taking care of my mom from 2000 to 2007. So, my point is, I was jobless. So, I really don't have any money. I took care of my mom full time. When I went back to KL, it's my first job. I was working in the newspaper 2 years and then I went to Petronas. So I remember they were trying to find out a lot about me. So I think somehow among their group, they decide on Kak Yam, this one lady. She asked me in insulting manner, and I'm not a rich person. My parents are not rich, but because she knows that I got lottery for 6 years. She knows, she was happy, but in front of me she doesn't. At one time when I came back to Melaka, she revealed herself. She said, and in front of a lot of people, she said, "Hey Aswad, how much money do you have in your bank account?" Knowing I was taking care of my mom for 7 years. I don't have a lot of money. I put my hand to God. I don't have money in the bank. When I was working in Petronas, I only have the salary they give me, because when I went into Petronas, because I did not have any rating, my rating was so down, my increment, there's no money going up. My money was stuck, was frozen. So, my bank account, there's no saving. So, Kak Yam knows about that. And she openly asked, "How much money do you have in your bank account?" I will remember that sampai mati lah. Tapi, I will remember that until I die. Because the first time, I really didn't have any money. So, when people accuse you of that, as a guy, as an ego, you have an ego, you're trying to earn money for your mom, you feel so bad because you don't have any money, And Kak Yam, because I was close to her, I did not know that she has this kind of malice against me. She said that, publicly. How much money do you have in your bank? Because she did the research lah, I think. I cannot say anything because I don't have any money. I remember that until today, and I was so ashamed that I asked God. I asked God, you know what? Ya Allah, oh Allah, they bring up that fact I don't have any money. They bring up that fact that I don't have any money in my bank, to make me shame. I feel so ashamed, Ya Allah. I don't have any money. I'm working in Petronas. 6 years, they stopped. I cannot even buy a laptop. I don't have any money in the bank. Swear to Allah. They made fun of me, Ya Allah. That's my prayer. They make fun of me because I don't have any money. And Allah knows best. Allah knows best. I met Rahim Maidin after that. Everything I met after that, Allah proven. I met Rahim Maidin. What happened to him after that? I met all these fuckers, all these doing bad things to me. I know, Allah. That was I think that's one of the lowest things now, because when women, they drill about your money, you can feel it here, man. Mak Yam is a woman. By the way, if you're not Malay, you don't understand Mak Yam. Mak Yam is a woman. She asked me about my money in my bank account. I feel so ashamed. I said that to Allah. Allah approve. Alhamdulillah ya Allah. So my video ni to share, to go back to this one point. One point. If people do bad things to you, do bad things, like your prayers, Allah will cash it. Allah will give you back. So, if people insult you, if people trying to make you, provoke you, relax. I know it's the most difficult thing to do is not to react, because you've been trained for that. Normally you will react, but you have to not react. Use dua, use prayer. It works for me. I am 49 years old this year. I went back to KL when I was 35. After taking care of my mom, I went to starting work at 35. God still give me rezeki. Even though all this kind of bullshit thing, even though my bank account was empty at one time, you know, sampai a woman can say that to you, you know. I respected her like a mother, but she was apparently has the kind of thing that she said, berapa account orang dalam ni? How much money do you have? She bring that up. A woman bring that up. Mak Yam. But everything, Allah approve. Liz Kamaruddin, apa semua. Everybody who did that things, Allah makbulkan. Allah approve for my doa. Yakin lah. Bukan confident kita yang hebat. Tak. Kalau orang nanya kita, if anybody do bad things to you, bad thing to me, and I'm the worst kind of person, I'm not smart. That's why I asked my walid told me, I'm not that smart as what. So what? You're so successful. No, I'm not smart. Well, then Allah. Allah. I'm confident. Tu bukan confident in my ability to make it happen. No. I'm confident in God's promise that if you didn't do anything wrong, people who is not involved with your crime, trying to say you're a bad person, trying to torture your life, Allah will prepare your doa. Allah approve it. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. That is my long-winded video. Close to an hour. I'm very happy. It's my commentary on what happened to Will Smith. They are trying to ruin his career by provoking him. A lot of people can learn a lot from what happened to him. They're trying to ruin his career. By him reacting, they managed to do that. I foreseen they will do action against him or cancel him. Because that's the world. So if anything do that to you, people want to try to do that to you, even though of course it's not justified, have faith in Allah. Percayalah. Have faith. Believe me. Have faith in Allah. I'm not a good person. I'm not a saint. I'm a fasik. I do sins. I do bad things. But when people do bad things to me, that I do bad things to myself. I don't do bad things. If people do bad things to you, not unjustified, doa je. I swear to God, I have seen the justice. People say, Aswad, Senang nak cakap, even there's no justice. There is, I seen it. I have seen the justice. I have seen it. I cannot reveal everything, but I have seen them. That's why I can make this video. Actually, I can say, Allah ni ada. In Islam, we believe one of the name of God, that you this kind of understanding, Allah Maha Kaya. God is wealthy. For Allah is rich, richer than anybody else. So when somebody said, Aswad, berapa banyak hang ada apa dalam akaun hang? Somebody, a woman said that to you, somebody you respect, like a mother figure, said that to me, you know, Aswad, hang ada berapa banyak? Which means she has a lot more money than me. But I talked to the banker lah. You know who the banker? Yang Maha Kaya. I said to the banker, Ya Allah, Yang Maha Kaya, dia kata aku tak ada duit apa, dia tak tuduh aku tak ada duit ni, malukan aku sebab aku tak ada duit. Tunjuklah ya Allah, siapa kaya sebenarnya. I said, God, this woman want to make a point that she's richer than me. Yalah, because if you have a lot of money, then you can make that kind of accusation. Aswad, Mak Yam nak tanya, hang ada berapa banyak dalam bank hang tu? Anybody who make that kind of statement just want to make a point that she's richer than me. She have more money than me. And it's true, I have zero money in bank at that point. So I asked God, the banker, Tuhan segala kekayaan di dunia ni, dan di dunia mana-mana, Tuhan segala kekayaan di dalam alam-alam yang dicipta ni. Ya Allah, she said I don't have any money to shame me. Whereas you are the only rich God, rich of all the dimension. Allah is only the richest. And this woman say I don't have any money, trying to shame me because she's richer than me. Ya Allah, who is the richest? You know, I talk like that to God. I don't know what happened to Mak Yam, but I do know what happened to Suhaimi and whatnot. I puas hati because I am happy that God is your friend if you have been hurt. And I look back, after I gone through all that, I still have, maybe I won't die tomorrow, or I go 4 more years, but I want to confirm to myself that Allah satu real, satu dia Allah ni will protect you and makbulkan doa-doa orang yang kena hina, kena zalim. I'm not alim. I have so many mistakes. This is to remind me when people provoke. They provoke me to the point that they said Aswad will acted violently in the office. They were afraid that I will explode. So they want to provoke sampai bila? Until when he will explode. I remember all of their names. And none of them, I will not do anything violent, but I will never pray good things for them. I will never do that. I'm so sorry. I cannot do that. I will never pray for my enemies. Why somebody say you are fat? I met Rahim a few years after that. I was shocked. I met Rahim Aidin after that. I said, God, why are you putting me in the same place like him? What do you want me to know? And God told me what I wanted to know. God showed me what I wanted to see. Why would I pray anything good to Rahim Aidin ke, Mak Yam ke, Najai ke, Suhaimi Kamarudin ke, Khairuddin Jaafar ke, Hazran ke, Bazli ke, Alif ke? Why would I pray anything good for these people? But I will not pray anything bad. I will not do anything bad physically. I leave that to Allah. And I will never forget them. Never. So that's my point. I'm 49, I'm still alive. I don't have any current enemies. When people meet me, they want to fight me. I said, I have nothing. What do you want me to fight? You go and ask Kak Yam. I have money. All these people, you can ask them. They know more about me. So that's my video. It's a 1 hour video. I'm very proud to do this. I hope, my prayer for the situation is, I hope in this kind of situation, one thing that can save Will Smith is he's come to Islam. Meet Allah. Come back to Islam. Discover the power of Allah. When people do bad things to Will Smith, I want to say, Will Smith, come back and find Allah. Come to Allah. Allah will give you back everything. I'm making this video. I know I don't have a lot of followers, or I'm not doing this kind of video for them. I'm just feeling that something has to be said and to understand what is happening. They wanted to ruin Will Smith's career. Because I see that, I know he's going to win the Oscar. They want to provoke him to act like that. Now they have excuse to do that. This thing was done to me by Melayu, Malays, who are Islam. They try to do the same thing, provoke him to be violent, so they can fire him and can do anything bad things to him. Imagine if I reacted. Then they have a record on me permanently. This guy is a violent guy. They're still trying to sell me that thing. But when they sell me that way, unprofessional, the way they do it unprofessional, God will punish them unprofessionally juga. I believe that 100%. I remember. So bersyukur, Alhamdulillah kepada Allah, to God, for guiding me. I'm not smart at all. I can make any mistake anytime. The only one protecting me from mistake is Allah. Thank you, Allah. Alhamdulillah. That's my video, long-winded video, to talk about what happened with Will Smith. He doesn't have why they're doing this from my perspective, and that's it. That's my long-winded video. So thank you guys for watching. Peace.